Okay, here's day 3 of the project on the 1971 9.5 horsepower Evinrude for Steph. Started earlier on the hood and the prop. I've got the 2 coats of white paint on. You can see it's not fully covered yet. I like to put light coats. And they've got some dings on it. Got one here. Got another one right here. So I'm gonna bondo that today, let it dry and sand it down before I put the final coat. So that's day 3. Here we go. All right, I got my bondo made right here with the bondo and the additive, and I've spread it liberally across the little cracks. The small cracks that are here. It's a 15-minute dry time. I'm gonna let it go a couple of hours, sand it out, and then put the final coat. While I'm doing that, we'll go back inside and work on the magneto and the carb and the flywheel. All right, while the bondo is drying on the hood, I'm gonna come back inside the shop and I'm gonna install the magneto. Here is the rebuilt magneto. Notice I have it terminating in the leads because I got to set the points once it gets on there. Now this arm, magneto arm, has got this pin. Once the magneto is set in, lining up with these 4 screws on the retaining ring, with these 4 screws, those 4 screws have to line up with those 4 screws, and then that arm right here has to jockey into position right in here and tie in with all of these rack and pinion, throttle, gear shift. All that's got to tie in on that bolt right there. So let's put the magneto on right now, then we'll line all that up. All right, got the magneto on, got the arm here, and I'll put the rack and link first, then this shifter on, and then there's an E-clip that holds it all together. And now I got a slider in right there, and this big washer goes on bottom, and then this one goes right there, and pivot nut slaps right in. I'm gonna do that now. Okay, I got the pivot bolt in, all the arms connected. Now I want to show you something. This wheel on the outside is the idle stop. It stops you from idling too far down, so you need to adjust it where you have some play. And that pin, right, this pin is the shifter. All right, so when it's in reverse, it allows the throttle to go past it. When it's in neutral, it stops it, and this is the adjustment right here. And then when it's in forward, oh, that's reverse, I'm sorry, that's reverse. It'll only let it go that far. Neutral allows it only to go that far, and then forward allows it to go all the way for high speed. You ought to be able to do all that without the rack and link slipping. All right, so that's the proper way to install that linkage. Very nice, very nice. Now we're going to move on to the carburetor rebuilt right here. Slips in with 5 1, 2, 3, 4. I only have 4, I'm missing 1. But you just set the carburetor on top right here, and you have to have to go wide open throttle to get to this screw right here, which is a separate screw. It's this one right here. It's this one right here. So these 1, 2, 3, 4, and this one are the proper ones. So I'm gonna go ahead and mount the carburetor now. Okay, got the carburetor mounted. There's 2 or 3 things I'd like to point out right now. When you mount that, make sure that the plastic cam right here is on this side of the throttle, not on this side. It needs to be in between the mag plate and the throttle, that plastic cam lever. Also, these 2 carburetor screws hold this brace in that holds the motor secure. So you got to make sure of that, and then route your spark plug wires underneath the carburetor, underneath this, and around the back. All right, well, that's all put together. We're having a great day. Now I'm going to go outside and check on my my hood with the Bondo, sand it down, get ready to paint it, and then when I come back in, we're going to set the points. Once we set the points, we can stick the flywheel on and check for spark. So it's really looking nice, Steph. I think you're going to have a nice one here, buddy. Here we go. Yes, sir. Sanded down the Bondo on all the rough spots here. Looking good. She's ready to put the final coat of paint on her. What a beautiful day out here on the lake. Okay, now let's go ahead and set the points. So here's what we're going to need. We're going to use this coil ring to line up the coils with the mag plate. Part number on this thing is 317001. That lines up the coils with the base. That's a good thing. And then there's 2 ways to set the points. First way with feeler gauges, and the second way is with the ohm meter. So I'm going to take this opportunity to show you both ways. We're going to set it with the feeler gauge to a 20,000th, and then we're going to take the ohm meter and check it out and see if it came out accurately or if we need to adjust. So the way to do that is to put the flywheel nut on your flywheel, remove the spark plugs so there's no compression, and then spin the crank shaft clockwise until the cam here has got, it's oblong shaped and it's at its widest point where it says top. So the coil face, the set of points facing you is the top cylinder. The coil and points here on the back are the bottom cylinder. So you spin the flywheel to that top. The O on that top is right on that rubber, and you set it to a 20,000ths by loosening the hole in the screw and screwing down this oblong screw till you get a 20,000ths, and then spin the top over to this next one and set it on the O, and then adjust this one to a 20,000ths. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now, and we'll see how it comes out. Okay, so I've set them to a 20,000ths. So I got my wrench on it and I rotated it over till the top is right on that rubber pusher. I take my 20,000ths, and you just want to adjust it where it's snug, where you can feel it touching both sides. That's the hole in the nut right there, and that's the oblong nut for moving it back and forth. So they're set. Now I'm going to check it with the voltmeter and see if it came out right. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to test it, the setting with the voltmeter. Get your voltmeter on there, set to the ohm scale, hook one side to ground, and then hook the other side to the post you're working on. We're going to work on the top one here. Alright, then you need this timing tool. It's got a key on it that fits right where the woodruff key is. And then there's 2 lines. You can see them, those 2 lines on the mag plate. When you rotate that line on the tool, in the center of that, the point's open. If you back up just a hair, the point's closed. See, 8.6 ohms, those points are closed. And I'm not in between the two marks. If I move it, if I watch the meter, and don't look at that, and just turn it clockwise until it opens, and look where I'm at. I am right at the beginning of those two marks. You want it to be right there. If I back off to right here, it should be shorted. So actually it is a little off. So I'm going to adjust the nut counterclockwise to push those points a little closer together, right there. Now I've got a short, they're closed, and when I come in between the two marks right here, it's open, 22 million ohms, open. So that's a perfect setting. You can play with this back and forth and watch your meter over there. You should see a short, 8 ohms, and it just opened when I got in between those two lines. That's how you set it with a voltmeter. And of course the same thing on the other side with the bottom cylinder and the coils. So I'm gonna lay down all my wires. These 3 wires go down on this terminal. Those 3 go down on this terminal. I'm gonna slap my flywheel on, and we ought to be able to check for spark. Let's see how that works out. All right, I terminated my wires down underneath under magneto, and I've mounted my flywheel. I got my spark checker hooked up, set to a 1/4 inch, and look what happens when I pull the rope. I mean, I got great spark on both sides, very strong. All right, so that completes day 3. Looking real good. I do have fuel lines left to run inside. That's pretty easy. I actually got them all set and ready to go right here. Got to put fuel lines on it, and then stab the gear case. Take the gear case and put her in. That'll be on day 4 tomorrow. We'll do that. So it was a good day. Hope y'all enjoyed it. See y'all next video. Thanks for watching the video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If you did, please click on subscribe and tell all your friends about T Mike's Vintage Outboards YouTube channel. Also, I have dozens of links below in the description. You can find my eBay store, all the parts I have in there. You can find my trusted T Mike parts, where I make kits for fuel pump conversions, for your carburetors, for your magnetos and your gear cases. You also have a link for my mail-in repair service, how to send me your parts to repair and send them back to you. Also a link in there for technical consulting if you need some help with your vintage motors. So I love what I do. I love all the videos that you guys have requested for me to make. Keep the requests coming in, and I'll keep making the videos. And remember, always remember, and never forget, here at T Mike's Vintage Outboards, we're doing it one motor at a time.